Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. If it is your first time here, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. It is Wear Test Wednesday here on my channel. If you've been here before, you already know that. And today we will be doing a wear test of the YSL All Hours Foundation. Now, I've heard really good things about this foundation, and I'll be honest, I have worn this a few times already, but I haven't really super paid attention to it because doing wear tests helps me just as much as it helps you guys, because it makes me really pay attention to how my foundation is wearing rather than getting caught up in my day and then not focusing on it and then just taking it off at the end of the day and not really thinking about it, you know? Whenever I do wear tests, it really helps me to kind of keep track of and pay attention to exactly how my foundation is wearing and if I like how it's wearing and all of the above. Also, quick disclaimer, I got a monitor for my camera, so if you see me kind of looking down like this, it's because my screen is now down here. It's not right next to my camera. So I got a little monitor to make things a little bit easier. So if you see me looking down, it's just because I'm checking my monitor. So just wanted to throw that in there. Before we apply, I am going to, like usual, read you the information, kind of the lowdown on the product. So it retails for $58 USD at Sephora. I think that's pretty much what it retails for everywhere. Under the details section, it says it is a full coverage, no medium to full, it's just full. And under skin type, it says it works for normal, combination, and oily skin. So maybe not for the drier skin type, which honestly, I have normal to dry skin, so I haven't had any issues with it so far from the few times that I've worn it, but we'll see. Maybe now that I'm paying attention, I will have more issues with it. The finish is a matte finish, and under the what it is section, it says a new 24-hour full coverage foundation that instantly blurs pores and fine lines and provides uninterrupted, flawless wear that looks and feels just applied all day. What it does, it says the All Hours 24-hour advanced formula won't cake, dry, flake, or fade. Transfer proof, oil free, and non-pore clogging, this foundation stands up to makeup meltdowns by combining move with you flexible pigments and skin loving ingredients for better flawless coverage and skin that feels fresh and comfortable from day to night. It says the blurring formula instantly conceals and erases imperfections, pores, dullness, and unevenness. Skin looks flawless for up to 24 hours thanks to the highest concentration of ultra-fine, oil-absorbing pigments that cover and smooth perfectly, yet resist fading, heat, humidity, dryness, and touch. The formula is also infused with a black tea antioxidant complex for additional skincare that combats the signs of dullness and fatigue while protecting the skin from pollution. Wow, so this is supposed to be an everything foundation. What else you need to know? All Hours Foundation is made in France with the finest pigments and ingredients that respect and care for the skin. All Hours is oil-free, non-comedogenic, and dermatologist tested. Non-comedogenic basically means that it's not going to clog your pores or cause any skin issues. It has ingredients that are meant to sit on the skin. Okay, so it has a few suggested usages. It has one for lighter coverage, one for buildable coverage, which would be a medium coverage, and then for higher coverage, which I want to do the higher coverage, obviously. So it says for higher coverage, squeeze 2 drops onto a paddle brush, gently buff the foundation into the skin for a flawless complexion and matte finish. So there's the lowdown on the product. $58 is quite steep for a foundation. Most foundations run around $40, $35 to maybe $45, so $58 is quite high for a foundation. Just for comparison, the Fenty foundation is $34, and that stuff, if you haven't seen my wear test on it, you need to go watch it because that stuff is bulletproof. I mean, I have never had a foundation sit on my skin all throughout the day so freaking well. So definitely go check out that video because you'll see what I'm talking about. So this foundation better knock that one out of the park, since that one's only $34 and this one is almost double the price. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, my husband keeps making fun of me because I always say, so yeah, and then I clap. So I'm trying to not do that because it's just the funniest thing to hear in my videos. Every time, because he started editing my videos, so every time you just hear me go, so yeah. So I'm trying not to do that because it's just really funny. Try not to do it so that he doesn't have to edit it out. I am going to use a primer with this, and I want to use a hydrating primer. I'm going to do a hydrating primer all over because my skin needs it right now. It's feeling a little extra dry today. So I'm going to use this NYX Hydra Touch primer, and I'm going to use that all over my face, and then I'm going to use a smoothing primer to smooth. And I'm just gonna do that on one side of my face because I try to always wear the foundation with a primer on one side and nothing on the other. This is so nice. This monitor is so big that I feel like I barely have to use a mirror. You know what? My lips are feeling a little bit dry, so I'm also gonna go ahead and throw on a little bit of my Bite Agave. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw on my Agave lip mask by Bite. Okay, now that I have that primer on, I think I want to do like a smoothing primer on one side. I don't know which one I want to do. I'm gonna go figure that out. So I finally decided that I'm gonna do the Porefessional from Benefit, and I'm just gonna target that in certain areas of my face that I feel like I have a little bit more pore issues. Okay, I feel like I have worse pores on this side, so I am going to put it on this side of my face. Oh, I've been breaking out on my chin. I'm so sad. I don't know why. Actually, I think I know why. I think it's because I've been using a new cleanser. I think it's like cleaning. It's either cleaning out my skin or I'm having a reaction to it. And I haven't been using it long enough to know yet. So we'll see. Okay, so it said that you can get full coverage with just 2 pumps. So I'm just going to pump 2 pumps on the back of my hand there. I have some lipstick stains on the back of my hand right now, so I didn't want to show it to you guys. It's not very cute. And I'm going to try to look at my monitor as much as possible so that I don't block my face with the mirror. But I'm going to go ahead and apply that all over. It smells really good. It smells, and then it's like not too strong. The scent just smells fresh, you know? It's not like a super sweet or super like dense scent or anything like that. It just smells really, really fresh. It's definitely not the fullest coverage foundation I've ever used. I mean, I know that in the camera it looks like it's full coverage and like it's covering everything, but in real life it just kind of looks like I can still see some of my redness peeking through on here, where I have like these blemishes and stuff like that. It's not really covering them completely, and this color is definitely a little too dark and yellow for me, which is why I'm blending it down my neck. Just feels like it's not the easiest thing to blend. I'm gonna try it with a little bit of my beauty blender, or it's not beauty blender, it's my Real Technique sponge, but I'm just gonna build it up in some areas. Yeah, that looks really nice. It's much better. Right now, it's definitely not a matte foundation. I mean, you can see it catching all the glow, but it may take a second for it to kind of settle down and become completely matte, so we'll see about that. Before I apply any powder or anything, I am gonna go... Oh, touching my neck while I was trying to talk. Before I apply any concealer or powder or anything, I am going to go film a tutorial and then I will hop back on here, and that way we can see, like, I won't be applying any powder or anything, so that way we can see if it dries down to a matte on its own while I apply my eyeshadow and do my eyes and everything. So yeah, I'm also going to, while I'm filming the tutorial, I'll probably end up putting on my concealer and everything. Okay, so I'm going to go film a tutorial. I'm going to let this sit on my skin for a little bit, not put anything over it, and we'll see if it dries down completely matte, and then I'll come back and finish off the rest of my face. Okay, I will be right back. Alright guys, so I threw a hat on really quick because if you have bangs, you know that some days you're just not in the mood to deal with them. Because some days they are not easy to deal with. I just wasn't in the mood, I didn't want to go straighten them and stuff like that, so I just threw a hat on because, I don't know, kind of feel like a beanie day anyways. So I just went and I finished the rest of my face. What do you guys think? This is my New Year's Eve party makeup look, whatever you want to call it. I just wanted to go all out and do something super, super, super glam, so I hope that you guys like it. The tutorial should be up by now, so I will go ahead and link that in the description box. I didn't apply any highlighter on my nose, which I normally do, but I just wanted you guys to see. I don't know if you can see that well in camera, but like right here the foundation is already like breaking up on my nose and I haven't touched it. So it's literally like I haven't like buffed over it or anything, and it's already starting to like break up like around my pores on my nose and stuff like that. And look right here, like obviously it's mattified in here because I went and I applied setting powder, but in here nowhere else, like before I applied setting powder, nowhere else was mattified. Like it totally is not a matte foundation in my opinion. Like I wouldn't even call it a soft matte. I would call it a natural finish. Like it's not dewy and it's not matte. It's just like somewhere in between, but it's definitely not a matte foundation, and I don't have oily skin, so it shouldn't look like this on me, you know what I'm saying, if it's a matte foundation. Anyways, just wanted to pop in and let you guys know that it's already kind of breaking up on my nose. I'm gonna go and apply my highlighter, and then I will do another check-in in a little bit. Oh, and by the way, it is about 5:30 right now, so the foundation has been on for, I want to say, almost 2 hours while I was filming all the rest of this, so an hour and a half to 2 hours around there. The fact that it's already starting to break up on my nose, that's pretty disappointing considering this is a $58 foundation. So that's where we are right now. I will do another check-in in a little bit. Alright guys, just wanted to do a quick little update because even though it's only been a few minutes since my last check-in, I just wanted to let you know that I applied a little bit more foundation to kind of help with some of the separation here, because usually I don't do that, but I was thinking, I was like, maybe it separated a little bit when I was applying my powder, and my brush maybe went over the nose a little bit. Maybe it was my fault. So I just want to give this foundation the benefit of a doubt, and I hadn't applied any translucent powder over it or anything like that yet. So I just applied a little bit more foundation here and a little bit more in here to kind of smooth out this area as well, and then press some setting powder into it like I normally do. So we will see how it lasts now. Still just like right in here, like at the top of my nose, I'm noticing a little bit of that texture, which I really don't like, and I am noticing some texture around my pores. Yeah, and it doesn't seem to be much better on the prime side than on the unprime side. It seems to be a little bit better, but not much. So yeah, that's just where we are right now. I just wanted to let you guys know really quick. So just to let you know, I'm going over to my in-laws house to do some baking. We're gonna bake a bunch of Christmas treats and stuff like that. So I'll try to do like a little bit of vlogging and stuff like that. So yeah, that's where we are right now. I'll do another check-in in a little bit. It's Christmas galore. Snickerdoodles, some turtle treats. We've got some chocolate chip cookies. What are you making?
Some peppermint chocolate thing.
Some stars. And most importantly, we have pizza.
What kind of video are you making?
I am doing a wear test. Got some cookies going. More cookies. Shoot. What foundation do you think I'm wearing?
Well, it looks really nice, so I'm guessing that it's like some like
Shut up.
drugstore foundation, because I feel like this is a trick question.
I'll give you a hint. It is not drugstore. It is high end.
Oh, okay, so
And
it's exactly what I thought. So
It's probably on the higher end, like higher in price.
Estee Lauder,
L'Oreal.
Clinique, Too Faced, Tarte,
Not Too Faced,
Urban
higher.
Decay.
Think of like really.
Lancome.
Calvin Klein.
Great value.
Your mom.
It's from Sephora. There's another hint. Sephora doesn't carry Calvin
MAC.
Klein.
Milk. Fenty. Like to
Yves
hear
Saint
about.
Laurent.
Yeah,
Saint Laurent.
you're right. Yeah.
Did I say that?
YSL. Yeah, it's YSL All Hours Foundation. What do you think of it? You think it looks nice?
Oh, you look stunning.
Are you just saying that for the video?
It makes you sparkle.
Compared to other foundations, what do you think?
I don't know.
Sorry, I'm not getting good.
It looks really dewy. Is it dewy?
Here, let me look. I have highlighter on, so keep that in mind. Does it look smooth? Does it look up close? Is it textured?
A little bit, yeah. Around your nose.
Yeah, I can count,
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can count all of your pores. Looks. Oh, bye. Nice to see you. Just looks. I have like a bunch of little holes. So acne.
Yeah. Like overall, I think your skin looks really glowing and nice. Like it's a good color. There's the little bit of makeup
Texture?
washed because he got lipstick on your.
Okay, yeah, we should probably mention that. Sam friggin' got some lipstick on my nose because he was trying to feed me a pretzel and I didn't want it. And so he ended up getting on my nose, and then I also smudged my lipstick right there. So don't mind that. But other than that, I feel like the foundation, like I've been wearing it since 4 o'clock and it looks really nice. So it's been like what, like 5 hours later? Something like that? It's like 9 o'clock, right?
Yeah, like none of the products look like they've moved across your face or anything. It's just around your nose a little bit.
Like-
Which,
Like, shut up. I feel like, because I just looked at it in the mirror, so I feel like it's, like, I wasn't a big fan of how it went on, like, first off, like, there's a lot of texture in my nose, like, especially around here. And then I felt like it settled into my fine lines a little bit right here, especially on this side, and into my forehead wrinkles. But other than that, it hasn't moved.
Named all those things.
Well, it hasn't,
other than that.
well, it hasn't moved since then, is what I'm saying. Like, it is, so it moved a little bit whenever I first put it on, and it was like drying down, I guess. But once it was set, and once I put like powder over it and stuff like that, which I didn't put powder in here, but it still hasn't moved.
Why didn't you do that? I feel like that's the most important place to put powder.
Because I have dry skin, like normal to dry skin, and if I put powder everywhere, it just dries me out. Like, it'll just dry me out around here and stuff like that. Look what Sam did.
Wow.
Freaking loser. Mom's got her model pose on. So yeah, I'll do another check-in in a little bit. So I just talked a whole bunch and forgot to hit record again. That is like the third time I've done that today, and I am just over myself right now. But this is gonna be my last check-in of the night. It has been a good 9 hours of wear into this foundation. Honestly, I'm feeling like I don't think it's worth the $58. When you're at $58, almost, you know, with tax and everything, you're gonna be paying over $60 for a foundation. I expect freaking magic. Like, I expect this to do wonders for my skin, for the longevity, you know, the overall appearance of it and the way that it wears. I feel like it should be magic. Like, it should be everything right now. And I just don't feel that way. I don't feel like mesmerized by this foundation. I don't feel, I don't know. I'm just not crazy about it. I don't hate it by any means. I don't not like it by any means. It's definitely a long wearing foundation. It's just not as long wearing as other ones that I have. Or it's either just as long wearing, or I would say it's just about as long wearing as my other long wear foundations, except for the Fenty one. And the Fenty one runs about $34, and that one is way more long wearing than this one. I wore it for a full 8-9ish hours, and it looked exactly the same, like amazingly. And when you're almost doubling the price here, you know, from $34 to $58, you're at almost $60 there. Yeah. I would wear the Fenty foundation over this foundation. This one, I feel like it didn't enhance my texture as much right off the get-go, except for like right in this area where it seemed to separate more and more throughout the day. But it wore off of my blemishes here. It hasn't settled into my fine lines any more than it had whenever I first initially put it on. But other than that, yeah, I mean, it's worn off quite a bit around my nose area and around here, and I'm noticing a lot more texture in here. On camera, it looks a lot better than it does in person, but that's with pretty much everything. That's because of my studio lighting, and it's just everything. But yeah, it's definitely, like you can see right there, the redness peeking through has started to separate and definitely gotten a lot more texture in here. You can see over here that we're getting more texture and more separation. A lot of separation and texture over here. A lot of separation and texture on my nose. Like, I don't like the way that my nose looks, and I don't know why it's wearing off of my blemishes so much. Like, that's where you don't want it to wear off, you know what I'm saying? And just slightly a little bit in here on both sides. That's pretty normal though. So, I mean, it's normal for the way that it's worn this whole time. It's normal for it to wear off around here, 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 and here, you know, so that's all normal. But like I said, when you're paying $58 for a product, you should expect freaking magic, you know? It should be everything. I should be wanting to cry because this foundation is so perfect. I should be telling people to save up their money and go out of their way to get this foundation, or figure out a way that you can get this foundation, or ask for it for Christmas. But I don't feel that. I don't feel like, oh my gosh, this foundation is so amazing, you have to get it, you know? I feel the Fenty foundation works just as well, and the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion works just as well, and neither one of those are quite as steep in price. So with all of that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what products you'd like to see put to the test next. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you aren't subscribed already and you enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in Friday's video. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye.